Good morning and welcome to the 2024 version of Coach's Corner. My name is David Collins. I'm the athletic director and the head football coach at Greenville High School. And today we are hoping to give you guys a little bit of insight into our program. We're going to start each week. We'll have an introduction of one of our coaches in the program, and we'll also talk to players in each of the different organizations that we have. Today's a special week for us. We're going to be meeting with our offense coordinator, Coach Martin, and also two of our captains, Aden Lewis and Nicholas Just. So first, let's start with Coach Cody Martin. Cody, appreciate you being here.
Yes, sir.
All right. Cody is entering his, what year of coaching, Cody?
I believe 15th.
15th year. 15th year. This is mine and Cody's fifth year to be together. Cody once served as our quarterback coach at Pierce High School when I was the head coach there for 4 years. So Cody, take us a little bit through your coaching journey.
So originally from Stephenville, Texas, I got into coaching just really to help out a small school, kind of building a program. I was a children's minister and jumped in just to help out and realized really quickly that my calling was still to be in the kid business, but it was going to change from Wednesdays and Sundays to Friday nights and began coaching. So 15 years ago, started that away and kind of went to some small private schools and then got to J.J. Pierce and I can't remember what year that was, but got to J.J. Pierce, worked with the coach for 4 years, spent a year as an OC at Ponder High School, then Prosper, and then here in Greenville, Texas.
All right. Well, Cody, you got extensive amount of knowledge on the offensive side of the ball, but you also spend most of your time with our quarterbacks. What is it about coaching quarterbacks that excites you?
I love that kid, that type of kid that it takes to be a quarterback. We say they got to be the hardest workers in the program, and I've never had a quarterback that's not. So those kids, and especially the one we got here, are ready to put in any and every bit of the work that needs to be done. The other side of it is I love the mental side that goes into quarterback play. That's a kid that has got a lot on his plate, so you kind of got to be a camp counselor at the same time and talking through the mistakes and talking through the heat of the battle and getting playing with composure when the live bullets are flying.
Very good. We're going to talk a little bit about the core values of our program in just a minute, but, all of that starts to me with being a family, and the reason you have core values in your life is you're trying to build strong units. Tell us a little bit about your family, and then we're going to get into your football family afterwards.
So my family has been married 26 years old, been married for 26 years. To Jennifer Martin, and got a son who's 25 years old, Aston Martin. And it's cliche, but faith, family, football. But that's kind of the grounding core things that I try to remember always.
Aston Martin, tell us a little bit about how you came up with that name. Was it just something that rolled off your tongue pretty good, or what?
No, so I was about 16 years old and saw a James Bond movie and said they were talking about the Aston Martin car. I was like, well, I already got the last name, so Aston Martin it is.
Well, there you go. Thank you, James Bond 007. Appreciate that. All right. Let's get into a little bit of the core values of our program. The foundation of our program is that we talk about love is free, but trust is earned. Cody, tell me what that means to you.
I mean, to me, that's every decision has got to be built on, I got to check it with, am I gaining trust or am I breaking trust? I think it's simple. There's a ton of core values that every program has, and there's a lot of good ones and bad ones and all that, but this is something simple for coaches and kids to relate back to. The decision I'm making right now, am I building trust or am I breaking trust? And that's something I can ask myself on Saturday night when I'm away from coaches and team. That's something I can ask myself during a game or during a practice. So it's simply just a barometer of how I make decisions, because it truly is, every decision is going to build or break trust.
You know, when we talk about building trust as a foundation, why is trust so important in any relationship? Not just the football coaching relationship, but your family relationship. What is trust? What's its importance to building that initial relationship?
You know, I think it truly just goes back to can people depend on you? I mean, that's what it is. When you're tasked with something, whatever your responsibility is, can you be depended on to get it done? You know, in family, can you be dependent on being a good husband, being a good father? Can you be trusted with your responsibilities in the program? So when someone gives you responsibility, they got to be able to trust that it's going to get done.
Okay. You know, our final question tonight, obviously, you know, we all are disappointed in the way that we produced on, Friday night in our first game versus Frisco Heritage. But what is it that we have to do as a coaching staff, in your opinion, to get us back on track to building towards being the team we want to be?
We have to continue to build relationships, continue to learn about our kids and how we need to coach our kids every day to where they execute. Execution, the offensive execution is on me. So effort is on kids, execution is on coaches. So we've got to continue to grind and continue to find strategies that work, that make it to where our kids can learn what we're trying to teach them, make it to where they understand. So our lack of execution needs to be better teaching. So that's ultimately what I got to do a better job of, is teach it better, because we didn't teach it good enough because we didn't execute.
Very good. On the latter side, you've been a Greenville Lion for a better part of 6 months now, right? Tell me something about Greenville that has surprised you and really delighted you as you've joined this program.
Those Greenville kids. I mean, it's whenever you go to a program, you never know what to expect. You know, ultimately we're in the kid business. In kids, you can be at the best school, the worst school, but the kids make it and break it. And these kids have been phenomenal. They will do anything and everything you ask them to do. So again, it kind of goes back to, we got to do a better job of making it make sense to them. But it's just the character of these kids, the work ethic of these kids, the energy of these kids is by far the one of the best groups I've ever been around.
Awesome. Well, Cody, thank you for everything you're doing for the program. It was great to see you. And we'll now switch over to talking to some more players. Welcome back to Coach's Corner. Again, my name is David Collins, athletic director and head football coach here at Greenville, Texas. And today I'm sitting down with one of our team captains, senior wide receiver, defensive back, Aden Lewis. Aden, thanks for joining me, bud.
Yes, sir. Thank you, Coach.
All right, very good. Aden, tell everybody a little bit about your football journey and how we've gotten to this part of your life here.
Yes, sir. So I've been playing since I could walk. I've been with the Greenville system since about 3 years old. I've played up until now.
Okay. Tell us a little bit about your family, growing up in your family, and how that kind of persuaded you to be a part of the football family.
Yes, sir. So my dad's in the record books here. He's always been a big inspiration for me, trying to surpass him. And it's been really tough, but it's been encouraging. I've always had his help, and I've had the help of all of my other family members and their support.
Okay. All right. Tell us a little bit about your family.
Yeah, so I have my mom, my dad, my brother. We all live together.
Okay.
My mom, she's my rock, along with my pops. I got all my family that come to my Friday night football games. I got my grandma, my auntie, my uncle. They're all here to support, and they love seeing me shine.
Awesome, awesome. And they're all Greenville Lions through and through,
Absolutely.
correct? Awesome, man. Well, tell me about your role right now as you see it in our football program.
Yeah, so I feel as my role is definitely to be one of the energy guys, to bring energy every single day. It's super important that we get great days every single day, and I feel like without the energy that I bring, it's kind of hard to do that. And I feel that my job is to be that guy to bring up my team every single day.
Okay. Transition is a part of life, and also what's part of life is nothing's fair in this world, right? You come from a senior class, a group of 22 men that have had a lot of transition to deal with in a short period of time. Me being here as the head football coach, I'm the third coach in a matter of 7 months that you guys have had to work with. What do you think have been the challenges of that, and what do you think have made you guys stronger because you've had to respond to something like that?
Well, I think the answer is that we've never really had that big brother mentality. It's been me and my brother and all of our team. We've never had a coach or anything that's just been structurally sound until now that has really led us. It's all just been us doing us. And that's kind of hard when you have schemes. There's 3 different schemes in 7 months that you got to learn. And it's all you can do is have your brother's back, he has your back, and you're all strong at the end of the day.
Okay, very good, very good. Coming off of a week 1 performance like we did, none of us are happy about it, and obviously we understand we've got a lot of work to do, and I think it's in every phase, right? Our coaches know we've got work to do, our players. I know you're dealing with some injury issues that you're coming out of, but as you see us moving into week 2, what is one thing that has to be done as a team?
The answer here is tackling. The answer is not effort.
Right.
And it's tackling and it's execution, I think. And it's overall confidence in your brother's job, in him doing his job, you doing your job.
Okay, all right. What do you believe breeds that confidence, Aden?
I think the way we practice. I think our practice, it has been intense, but we gotta take that one step forward to be that team that we want to be.
Okay, very good, very good. I was talking to Coach Martin earlier, and I talked to him about the foundation of our program is something we talk about every day. Love is free, trust is earned.
Yes, sir.
And hopefully it means the same to everybody somewhat, but everybody's got their own feelings about it. Aden, when we say that, what is that foundation, love is free, trust is earned, what does that mean to you?
Earning trust to me means showing up every single day that you're willing to put in the same amount of work as I am. It means that when I look at you, I know that you have my back, and when you look at me, it means that I have yours.
Okay, very good, very good. Just to get outside of football, because I think, life is, and for us especially, in our time together, it seems like it's 24/7 football, right? That's
Yes,
just the way that it is when you get in this program, but there's so much more to life than football, and you're exceptional in many ways. Tell everybody about what your plans are moving forward. What do you want to do? Not that football has to end with you after this year, and it may not, but it will all end for us one day, right?
Yes,
and when that time comes, what is it that you want to be doing?
Yes, sir. So my career goal is to be an electrical engineer. The end goal of that is to work in the nuclear energy industry, working with, hopefully, nuclear fusion, it's a very new energy source that isn't quite there yet. But what I want to do with it is I want to build it up to be that main point, to overtake the non-renewable energies and make it the most prevalent energy that we use. It's highly efficient and it's highly effective in what it does. And I think that the future there for it is something perfect for me.
Awesome. You don't get many 17, 18, 19-year-old guys that know that much in that detail about what they want to do to change the world. And that's, again, it's one of the things that makes you special. And it's also one of the things that clearly for our coaching staff was easy to make sure that we named you as our coach's captain for the season. All right, so a little fun thing, just a couple of little things. Tell me something about Greenville, Texas that I don't know yet.
The food is great here. There's several businesses on Wesley Street that that are just great eats. Wherever you go, I think if you pull into a drive-through, you're gonna have a great food all around.
Okay. What's your favorite spot?
Oh, that's a tough one. El Toro on Lee Street is a great Mexican food restaurant. I recommend it to everybody that's coming through.
Awesome. I'm gonna have to go get some of that today. Then it sounds good. All right. For the rest of this season, what is one outcome that you know we have to achieve in order to build the program the way that we all envision this program becoming?
Yes, sir. Something you said this morning, it was just that the energy cannot come from the coaches. It has to become a player-led, player-made football team. In order for us to be successful, in order for us to build a team that we want, it can't come from the coaches. It has to come from us, all of us, not just a few select or just the coaches. It has to come from every single person.
Awesome, man. Well, Aden, I appreciate your time
Yes, sir.
today. We look forward
Thank
to seeing you
Coach.
grow, man.
Yes, sir.
Welcome back for our final segment of week one of the 2024 Coaches Corner. Again, David Collins, I'm the athletic director and head football coach here at Greenville, Texas. And just wanted to welcome one of our offensive captains, Nicholas Just, our starting center. Nicholas, thank you for joining us.
Thank you for having me, Coach.
Awesome. You know, Nick, again, we talked to Aden a little bit a while ago about his journey in football. Why don't you give everybody a view into your football journey?
Yes, sir. I grew up swearing up and down that I would never play football. It never occurred to me that it's something I ever wanted to do. And then I hit 7th grade. Football was finally a part of the school because we didn't have it in 6th grade. And I decided that I wanted to try it at least 1 year, give it a go, see how it went. I started, and I knew I loved it as soon as I played. I mean, I went to summer workouts every year since then. I mean, it was just something I loved to do. And I loved the energy of being around so many brothers and being able to work as a team with all of them, no matter the outcome.
Awesome. Well, you know, becoming a man that you are takes a lot of work, not only individually, but also the people that support you, right? And you've got two amazing people, and maybe more. I'm going to learn more about your family right now here. But tell us a little bit about your family, what they do, and kind of what they've meant to you.
Yes, sir. My parents, they both work for school districts. My mom works right here in Greenville. My dad works out in Rockwall. And both of them have pushed me to be more than I thought I could ever be. I mean, they were the ones who convinced me to try new things. They're the ones who really pushed me to do anything. And I have an older brother. His name's Greg. He is a student at UT Austin right now. And a lot of my life has come from him because I wanted to be just like him growing up. I mean, that's why I tried football, because he tried it. I wanted to be just like him. And I mean, I put on a little too much weight to play the same positions as him. But I mean, he is really my inspiration for football and sports.
Well, I'll tell you this, that weight's been distributed a heck of a lot better in those 6 months we've been together. So you've been working your tail off, you know, Nick. Nick, you were named captain last week by your teammates. Your teammates voted for you. You know, what? First of all, talk about the feeling of having a group of men believe in you enough to lead, and then talk about what you think your responsibility is as a captain.
I think knowing that many people can come together and all put their trust in me makes me feel really good. I feel like I've been a trustworthy person in this program for all my brothers, and it's really an honor to know that they all trust me just as much as I trust them. And I feel like a lot of my responsibilities come from not just the O-line, but just everybody as a whole. And it's not just helping them and bringing energy. It's also helping them not forget about mistakes, but learn from mistakes and focus on what's next rather than dwell on what just happened.
Awesome. You know, Nick, we're coming off of a tough game on Friday night, and Aden and I talked about it just a little bit too, about, you know, things that we feel like what our next steps have to be to play the way we all want to play, right? And it's hard thing is, you know, the wants sometimes don't don't always come easy. And we knew this wasn't going to be an easy transformation, right? But
Right.
tell me about what you want to see from your team as we move forward into next week.
I think as a whole, our entire offense, we just need to block more. I mean, the O-line, I feel like we definitely started out rough, but we kind of moved on to the next stage of the game and tried to learn from the mistakes we made early on. And I feel like we all just need to stick to those blocks, and we're going to get tired, especially when we have so many dudes that play both sides of the ball. They're getting more reps than anybody else. And so many young dudes playing both sides of the ball. We have a very young team, so you're going to get tired. They haven't built that stamina that some of the seniors have playing football for as long as we have. And I think just continuing to fight through and not focus on how tired you are, but focus on what you need to do for each individual play is going to help all of us a lot.
Love it. One thing also I asked Aden, and I talked about, you're a senior class, and this is senior week for us, that we are recognizing our senior class and 22 incredible young men that have been through a lot of tough things. And I think mostly when we talk about the tough things, it's the multiple transitions that y'all have had to deal with in leadership in a program. And that's always a really tough situation. And we know life's not fair. I mean, life's not built to be fair, right? Life's about how we respond to those things. But tell me this, how have you and your teammates dealt with so much transition and put yourself in a position to still be able to come and go to work every day and find success?
I think a lot of that comes from just who we are as a group of guys. I mean, the seniors and the juniors below us, they've been through the same stuff. But I mean, it really just comes down to, even when you have a big change, you have to accept it. Because I mean, there's not much you can do to change it. And I don't think there's any other group of guys who'd be able to accept the stuff we've been through as well as we have. I mean, you look around and these guys are accepting the change left and right. I mean, we've been through 3 different coaches in a very short amount of time, and that's not easy. I mean, learning new playbooks for both sides of the ball. Every player has to figure out new assignments, and it's not easy, but I think our group of guys has done it better than most anybody would.
I agree. I think, I've told this to anybody that I think that will listen. It's, this is the 3rd program that I've taken over as a head coach, and I feel like it's been the easiest transition, and I think that speaks to you guys, that our senior class, and as you said, a lot of our juniors too, just the willingness to not be worried about and in your feelings about having transition, just being open to, hey, we want to play, we want to be the best team we can be, and we know that you're coming in to coach us, so y'all have listened to everything we've asked you to do, and I think as we transition, we'll find more success as we get more comfortable with each other and we continue to build the relationships that we need to build to drive the action that we need to drive, right? Give me some insight. One of the things that in our new program together, one of the things that we talk about as a foundational piece of our program, which is, love is free when you walk in this building, and you have to, because man, it's hard, right? There's nothing easy about playing this game or preparing for this game or being a part of this game, because this game's hard. It's inconvenient, it's demanding, and it's a lot of time that you spend to be good at it, right? We all know that and how tough it can be. So I think love's got to be a big part of that, right? I mean, we have to love each other. We have to love the time we spend together. I didn't say always like, right? We talked about that in the locker room the other day. It isn't about the like relationships. It's about the love relationships, right? The ones that you can talk to each other, you can have frank conversations with each other, you can push each other to be the best that you can be, because that's what love does, right?
Sure.
But we talk about, love is free, but trust has to be earned, Nick. What does that mean to you when we talk about that in this program?
I think the love part of love is free, trust is earned is definitely the easiest part by far. You can love anybody. I mean, you walk up in the school building, I love everybody in that building, but I won't trust them with my lunch money or anything like that. It comes down to being able to spend enough time with them to be able to know that they are going to have your back when you really need it. I mean, we have had some injuries already this season, and it's scary to see dudes that you love just getting hurt right in front of you. And you just have to make sure that they know you're there for them, because even though they're hurt, they're still going to come to practice. They're still going to learn what they need to do, and You just have to be able to trust each other to put the work in, even through injury and through adversity.
Awesome, awesome. Well, let's shift over to a little bit lighter side of things and things that obviously I'm excited to get to know about you. You know, Nick, I know flying is a big part of your life. All right, tell us about why you got into flying and how that came about and what you want to hopefully do with it.
So it started in about 5th grade. My parents took me to a thing called Aviation Day. It was hosted by Southwest Airlines at Love Field. And I remember going and seeing their Boeing 737 simulator that they have and just thinking it was the coolest thing I've ever seen. And it kind of faded out of my life. And then freshman year, it kind of picked back up, and I realized that I think this is something I want to do with my life. And I kind of stalled for a little bit. I definitely should have started earlier. But, I mean, I'm glad I've started now, and I hope to progress through my license, get my private pilot's license, and work my way up to hopefully be a commercial pilot for a major airliner or any other company.
Awesome. So aviation is something you plan on studying, right?
Yes, sir.
We've talked about that a little bit. Where do you, you know, that's a unique unique degree, I should say. Where are some of the places you're interested in going?
I'm applying to a lot of different places, you know, throw a wide net, see what you can catch. And you got to take into account cost and the program itself. And some of the places I've looked into are like Southeastern Oklahoma, Embry-Riddle, Baylor, Louisiana Tech, OSU, OU, a lot of different places that have some pretty solid programs.
Awesome. Well, the good thing is academically you'll qualify to get in every one of those because of how hard you've worked. So that's incredible. And now it's just about continuing that dream forward, and that's exciting, man. Not everybody's got that kind of a head on their shoulders, and I'm excited to see where you go with it. And I'll tell you this, there's not many people I know, Nick, that I would trust to get in a commercial airline whether I'm flying it, but you, I certainly would trust you to do that. So, because I know how hard you work. You know, tell us a little bit, you know, I asked Aden this, and, you know, I've been here for about 6 months now, so I know a little bit, but I don't know everything. You've been here a lot longer than I have, right? So tell me something about Greenville, Texas that I don't know.
Man, let's see. You might have to give me a minute on this one. I don't know what you don't know. Let's see.
There's quite a bit I don't know. If it's not in this field house or a few restaurants that I get to go see every day, I hadn't seen a whole lot of Greenville, Texas yet, because I spend about 80 hours a week in this field house. So what's something cool that I've got to go do that I haven't done yet? You know I probably haven't done yet.
I don't know about something you have to do, but something you might want to avoid. We have way too many car washes.
Okay.
I mean, we have more under construction. We have about probably 7 or 8 car washes in this small town, and I mean, it's just unnecessary.
I love it. Well, there you go. That's something we certainly need to know. All right, Nick. Well, thank you for spending time with us, Nick. I can't wait to see how you continue to lead our team forward and how it grows, but more importantly, how you continue to flourish through life and, you know, hopefully continue to be a part of what we're doing to build a great program that everybody can be proud of here.
Yes, sir,
Thanks,
Coach.
Nick.
Thank you for having me.
All right.
Conserving energy is important to us here at GEUS. We even pay rebates when you buy energy-efficient appliances. Your conservation helps all GEUS customers. In the future, we will need to build new electric generators, and this can be expensive. And with our population growing, we will need that power. That's why we give rebates for Energy Star appliances. So think about replacing your bulbs with super efficient LED bulbs or adding insulation to your attic. Together, we can help all GEUS customers by doing our part. Check out our rebates online, and remember, GEUS is always ready to serve and assist you in any way we can.
Hope you've had a great time getting to know 3 really influential people in our program, and Coach Martin, Aden Lewis, and Nicholas Just. And I want to thank all 3 of those men for giving us time today. But just want to wrap up this week by talking a little bit about, you know, how we move forward into our week 2 game versus Sulphur Springs. You know, I talked to the guys about the performance on Friday night, and you know, been in this business for 24 years, and I've seen it just happen just like that several times. When you're in a new phase of your program, and as we've talked about, we've transitioned, you know, 3 times in the last 7 months. When you're in a new phase of a program and you're learning each other and you're starting to gain that trust that we've been talking about so much this week, You know, there's some hard work that has to go into doing the things that it takes to win. Something we talked about after practice this morning was very simply this: a lot of people want to win, a lot of people want to be successful, but when it comes down to what it takes to win or what it takes to truly be successful in life, and they start to realize about the efforts and the time that they're going to have to spend to get those things done, you know, that's what separates the people from the ones that succeed at a high level and the ones that don't succeed through the things that they want to do. It's answering the bell to do what's necessary to win. You know, when you talk about a sport like football, the amount of time and preparation that it takes to play the game we play is immense. You know, our coaches here, we spend around 80 hours a week here. Our kids spend an inordinate amount of time. You know, it's at least 8 hours out of the school day while they're all taking care of what they need to do academically as well. And it becomes overwhelming at times. It becomes something that you have to respond to. And I know that our kids are working their way through that response. You know, we play around 39 guys on the varsity level, which is a smaller team for a 5A Division II team. And that means we play a lot of guys both sides of the ball. We have guys like you take a Caleb Yost, and you know, this year he's going to play twice as many snaps as most people in 5A football because he's going to play a ton on offense. He's going to play a ton on defense, and to be able to mentally prepare for that, mentally have that type of fatigue and keep going, takes a really special young person to get done. So what we're trying to accomplish this year is going to be extremely difficult. There's nothing easy about it. We all know that, and I think I've talked to you about it as a community since I've been here. There's going to be nothing easy about building this program into one that we all want it to be and changing the way that people think about Greenville athletics as a whole. And I know today we spend most of our time on football, but I'm really talking about, as an athletic director, every single sport. You know, watching our girls compete in volleyball, watching our kids compete in cross country, watching our kids compete in tennis. I see the areas where we've seen some growth in the 6 months, but I also see that there's going to be a sustained effort over a long period of time to truly get our kids to be what they want to be. You know, coming into week 2, we're playing a very good Sulphur Springs team. And I take my hat off to Frisco Heritage and Coach Gilchrist and how they had their team prepared to play. But I feel like, again, we're going to continue to step up the level of competition as we move. And that's going to demand more from us as a football team, as a coaching staff, as players. The seasons that we're moving into in our district seasons and our other sports, you know, we're going to play in one of the most competitive volleyball districts in the entire state, if not the most competitive. So I think our ladies know what's ahead of them, and they understand what it's going to take for them to succeed. And more than anything else, what it's going to take is they're going to have the ability to respond to every situation that they get into and keep moving forward with a growth mindset, not fearful of change, but excited about them being able to respond to everything that happens to them and how strong that's going to make them, not just for now, playing the volleyball game, playing football games, running cross-country meets, but what it's going to do for them in life as they tackle the huge goals that they have. You know, you heard from Aden, he wants to be an electrical engineer working with nuclear fission. You heard, you know, Nicholas wanting to be in aviation and fly planes one day and take 250 people's lives in his hand every day. Those are big ambitions, and they're going to take the same goals and they're going to take the same skills behaviorally that it's going to take to win at a high level or be a high level competitor in the sports that they've chosen. So, you know, my role is, we're in the people development business, and we're constantly trying to push people out of comfort zones to reach their best, and that includes myself. I'm constantly trying to push myself out of a comfort zone to be the very best at what I can be, because I know that's what it takes. Doing this for 24 years and seeing it at the highest level, getting the chance to, you know, hug my wife in the middle of AT&T Stadium as a state champion, but also struggling through the 1-9 seasons that I've seen, and struggling through the transformations like what we're going through right now, and how each of those different events have shaped me into the man that I am, and the man that pushes others to be their very best. And we have a whole coaching staff from top to bottom, boys to girls, who are dedicated to doing everything they can to push our young people to be their very best. And I know we've got a great community who wants to see their kids be pushed to be their very best. And as we come together and we start to form our plan and fulfill our vision, I'm just excited about where we go from here. I know it's not going to be easy. It's not going to be a constant move vertical. We know there's going to be peaks and valleys, and obviously Friday night for us was a valley that we've got to dig ourselves out of. But that's the exciting piece of it is we know that if life was easy, there wouldn't be no growth. To grow, life has to be challenging, and we've been challenged. We'll be challenged again Friday night on senior night as we celebrate 22 incredible seniors and their families and everything they've done, along with the seniors of our cheer groups, the seniors of our flashes, the seniors of our bands, the seniors of our training groups, seniors of our ROTCs, everybody that has something to do with the Friday night experience. I'm just excited to honor them, but more importantly, I'm excited that they're setting the foundation for change in this program, that everything that they're going to do this year is something they can look back on 10, 15 years from now as, hey, somebody had to start it, and we decided to get that done. So Greenville, I hope that you enjoyed our Coach's Corner today. I hope that you're excited about what we have moving forward, and I hope you're faithful in the fight of what it's going to take and the courage of what it's going to take to get us where we all want to be. I look forward to future Coach's Corners with you and sitting down and giving you just more insight into our program. And if there's ever anything that you want to know, feel free to email me at collinsd@greenvilleisd.com, and we can certainly add segments into our Coach's Corner moving forward. Next week, I know we'll have representatives from both of our girls volleyball program and our cross country and tennis programs that are starting their competitions this year. I can't wait to get in and dive into those, meeting those coaches and meeting those kids. But like I said, if there's anything special out there that we need to know that I might not know about Greenville, you send it to me and we'll certainly get it on this show. So thank you to everybody at GEUS for sponsoring this. Thank you to everybody that I spoke with today, Coach Martin, Aden Lewis, and Nicholas Just. And more importantly, thank you, Greenville, for giving us the trust to build this program.
This video has been brought to you by GEUS. GEUS is your community-owned provider for electric, internet, cable TV, and true local programming.